Hello, and welcome to the Animation Academy in Burbank, California, where we're celebrating 20 years of existence. Starting January 19th, 1998, here we are February 28th, 2018, so that's 20 years, 1 month, and 9 days. Having fun and working with amazingly talented people and seeing the tremendous success that they have as a result of their experience with us. So welcome, and this is episode number 10 of Share the Lesson with yours truly, and this is brought to you by the Animation Academy on Patreon. Yes, that's right, we are on patreon.com. If you go to patreon.com/theanimationacademy, you'll find our account, and you are absolutely welcome to participate. We would welcome your support. We're doing some really interesting things on Patreon, and it's the additional revenue that we're able to experience as a result of our Patreon supporters is really helping out over here. It's helping in many ways that I would like to get into more detail with, but I can kind of save that for later on in the video, because what we're going to be talking about right now is we're going to be talking about head and shoulders. This is the subject that we're going to be addressing here on Share the Lesson number 10. And what I mean by by head and shoulders isn't the shampoo that you might be familiar with. It's the relationship between the head and body of the characters that you may be designing, how to integrate the two, and how to use these different techniques to develop a variety of different approaches to your character design, and also to better understand what you're doing and what's happening with your characters as you migrate from the head design from the look of the character from the head down into the body. Okay, so let's get started. And what we've got right here is we've got some notes that I've come up with from recent, working with students recently in class, and I've got 3 examples here of heads relating to the body and the shoulder area of pretty standard character, just nothing really out of the ordinary or unusual in the approach of the character. But you can see right here in version number A that the character's head, as we start to get into the body and work our way down to the body, there's a very simple relationship, a very simple connection, and it basically involves the head rotating on the character's body. Okay, nothing fancy, just a very simple connection between the head and the body. It's fully articulated, so the head can pivot on that body. And here we have in version number B, what we've got is we've got the head connecting to the body, very similar to the way we've got over here in A. But instead we've got a little bit of an area here that we kind of like dedicate to the neck of the of the character. Okay, so here there's no neck. Over here there is a suggestion of a neck, but the body still flows down into the arms. The arms would be connected somewhere around here. Okay, you don't want the arms when you're actually articulating a neck. You don't want the arms to kind of like go over into this area, because it just wouldn't make any sense. You want them to kind of be free from the neck and connect and articulate directly from the body. And here we have number C, and what we have in C is we have a distinction between the neck and the body. It doesn't the neck the head neck area doesn't flow directly into the body, but it actually juts out this way, so that we've got ourselves a shoulder area, and you can see how the arms are kind of connected to the body this way. It's much more along the lines of what you'd be seeing in a normal anatomical situation. Okay, and if we scroll down here, we'll see like another version of this. It's just again very, very simple, and I suggest, especially for those who are starting out in character design, to keep your design simple. You want to keep it simple, and you want the complexity to come in a little bit later. Okay, simplicity is really the key to mastering character design. So here we have the head articulated off the body, and then what we have is we have the shoulders coming directly off of the head, with a little bit of a suggestion of where the neck would be if you choose to actually have a neck as part of the character, depending on like what you're trying to achieve with the look of the character. So right here, we can see here by separating, lifting the head up off the body a little bit, and explaining, describing an actual distinct neck that the head rests upon and pivots upon. You can see here that you can you can go from here that's a little bit simpler, you can add a little bit more anatomical complexity over here. And yeah, so again, some different ways of approaching a simple character, a simple classic animated character, and I'm going to show you some examples of this with characters that have gone on before. Okay, so like let's take a look at Elmer Fudd from Looney Tunes, and here's a very early version of Elmer Fudd, right over this way, over here on the right there. And you can see in his earliest incarnation that Elmer Fudd really there isn't really much of a neck area. I mean, it's a very simple. The head pivots along the body, very similar to what we were seeing in the first examples. Like in example number A in those little sketches I had. And you can see over here also. Here, just hold on one second. There we are. You can see over here on Elmer Fudd that the head actually pivots upon the body, and you can see that there really isn't a neck area on this character. That Elmer Fudd is a simple, very basic, classic character design that whereby the head would pivot upon the body without any kind of anatomical complexity involved with the neck. But if we look at a model sheet of Elmer Fudd from the 1940s, you can see that indeed the character designer did describe the character with a neck. You can see right here, you can see in this version right here as well, you can see like right up here, that, and also over here, and virtually every single one of these examples, there is a neck that articulates along the body. Now, why that doesn't appear in the animated version of Elmer Fudd, I really can't say. Maybe there's some design flexibility, or later on they decided that it wasn't necessary to actually show an anatomical neck on the character, or to incorporate that into the animated version of the character. But you can see in the design that Elmer Fudd is indeed it does indeed have a neck. Okay, now let's go to two more classic characters from Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, and you've got Bugs Bunny over here on the right, and you've got Daffy Duck over here on the left. And you can see, and this is something I recommend students that you do. Take a look at characters, very successful characters that have been out there or are currently, popular in animated films and animated TV shows and content, what have you, and take a look at what's going on with those characters and be analytical in your interpretation of the design or how the design is interpreted. And you can see right here on Bugs Bunny that he has a distinct neck, and you can see where the body would flow into the neck, and you can see how that arm is articulated onto the body. It doesn't cross this line. I mean, the shoulder kind of shrugs up, but anatomically it doesn't cross this line into the neck area. And you can see the very same thing over here with Daffy Duck. That excuse me one second, I gotta, whoops, I'm doing something wrong here. Hold on, folks, I got a little bit of a glitch. Sometimes this happens on my computer. I have to do something here. I have to trick it into oh, I see what the problem is. Alright, great. Sorry about that. It's kind of, sometimes it's tough to talk and make these videos at the same time while maneuvering through Photoshop. But in any case, you can see right here that very similar to Bugs Bunny, the arms articulate directly on the body. There's a distinct neck, and also it doesn't cross over the line. It doesn't cross the arm does not articulate above this line here, where the neck connects to the body, and therefore it holds on to its anatomical integrity. Now we've got another situation over here where we see Bugs Bunny, and he's dressed up in a nice tuxedo, and he's got shoulders. Okay, like what I was showing you before. So we've got that neck articulated against the body, flowing into the torso. We've got the same thing here, and then all of a sudden we see Bugs Bunny with broad shoulders. Okay, so there's, characters evolve over time. There's flexibility in the way that the design is interpreted. One character designer might approach it one way, another might approach it another way. But in any case, you're getting an understanding of how this particular aspect of characters, the design of a character works. Here we have Mickey Mouse, probably the greatest of all the classic animated characters. And how is Mickey designed? How is that head and shoulder relationship established? And you can see clearly that Mickey Mouse does not have a neck. His head pivots directly upon his body. And if we scroll down here, you'll see a model sheet of Mickey, the classic Mickey Mouse. This is dated from 1938, which is very early in Mickey's design. It's actually, when they went from the period where he had, those black dots for eyes, and they actually gave him pupils. And you can see again that this is reinforced. The whole idea about Mickey Mouse, the head pivoting upon the body, is seen here and here and here. So unlike Elmer Fudd, there is a consistency here. So Mickey Mouse is, about as simple as of a classic character as you can get, and you can see that the head articulates in the body in a way where it doesn't necessarily need a neck. And you can also see how the arm is articulated on the body, that it doesn't go above this area where the head and the body meet. It's distinctly connected to the upper body there. Okay, and let's scroll down here and kind of see some other characters that have been introduced over the years in media. And here we've got Betty and Wilma from the Flintstones. And it's interesting because you see this kind of the flow of the neck into the body and into the shoulders over here. But if you kind of use their necklaces as an area, like as a point of articulation, let's say, you can see that there's a distinct area between the head and where the body would start, where the characters actually have a neck. Okay? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And then you go into the action adventure genre, where you've got characters like WB's Batman and Batgirl, and you can see how the neck plays into characters that are distinctly based upon human anatomy. And there's a clear neck, there's a clear separation between the body and the head by virtue of the neck. And let's scroll down here and see what else we've got. Now we've got an interesting character here, Dexter from Dexter's Lab, Cartoon Network, I believe. Very, very fantastic cartoon, one that I personally enjoyed very much. And he's got, you've got this very graphic shape, like right here, this very graphic shape for the head that's directly articulated upon a body that's super simple. It's almost like a corporate logo. This design, this character, about as simple as you can get. There's many retro aspects of the design, harking back to the limited animation of the 1950s and into the 1960s, but with a distinct contemporary interpretation. And again, no neck. Great modern contemporary classic character, but no neck. And then we go down into another very popular character from the 1990s, and this is Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy. And although you see a little bit of a suggestion of an articulated point between the head and the body and the body pretty much make up the same shape. Okay? And this is a technique, this is an approach that I like to teach my students, because it helps you to develop a variety of different approaches to the design of your characters. And it's kind of what I call like a unibody design, where the head and the body occupy the same basic shape. And you can also see that in Crash Bandicoot, the popular video game character that I was involved in developing and designing. There is no neck on Crash. This is just his head and his body I guess you can say there's some articulation going on about right over here, but it really doesn't have a neck. I mean, it's just got this simple overall shape that you see right here, and the head is kind of just incorporated into that shape, you know, like the snout and the mouth area is articulated off of that. So so you've got this wide, you got a full gamut of different ways of handling the head in relationship to the body as you migrate from head design into full body design with your characters. Okay, so something to keep in mind. It'll kind of help you to be a better character designer if you're conscious of all the things that go on that are involved with and incorporated in character design as a whole. Okay, in this particular case, how the head and how the neck and upper body and shoulder area would work. All right, thank you very much, everyone. It was a lot of fun doing this video. I plan on doing these Share the Lesson videos with greater frequency. If you're interested, if you're not in the Burbank area and you're interested in taking classes with us here at the Animation Academy, we'll be happy to work with you. You can always contact us and we'll be happy to arrange working with you online. We have a system that's in place that we've been using for quite a while now, and it's working out great. Our students have been enjoying it, and it's very beneficial to them. You can really see the great progress that they're making as a result of the time that they're spending with us online, okay? Especially in regards to character design. Okay, you can also interact with us on Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com/The Animation Academy, and we frequently update our Facebook page with mostly with stuff that's going on with our students. Love to show off what our students are doing over here. We have marvelously talented students that do tremendous work, and a really great legacy of success when it comes to our students over the course of the 20-year history of our school. Okay, you can also find us on YouTube, where this video is going to wind up going, and you can see the rest of the Share the Lesson videos that we have on that we have archived on YouTube. Okay, and once again, please consider supporting the Animation Academy on Patreon. It doesn't take a lot of money. You can support us for as little as $1 a month if you want, or you can go up from there. And we have different plans for you if you are not in a position right now to fully engage us online. There's different ways that we can work with you through Patreon, where we can help you to improve your art and help you to move along with what it is that you want to do with your art as it regards to animation and to related fields. Okay, and if you're in the Burbank area, you are of course welcome to enroll with us and attend classes with us at our campus in Burbank. We're it's easy to get here, very accessible. We have a lot of fun, and we do great things over here. And be happy to talk to you about enrolling and how we can help you to improve your art and have all your dreams come true. Thank you, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate your time. Be talking to you soon, coming back with Share the Lesson number 11. And in the meantime, thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and that everything goes great in your life. And remember that the key is to create. So keep creating. You'll find happiness, and you will find joy in the creative process, and it'll really make a big difference in your life if you take the time to create. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.